Well, welcome viewers. Karl Stefanovic from the network television into independent journalism. Leaving the institution. For decades, Karl Stefanovic became one of Australia's most recognisable media personalities through mainstream television. Then an interview, public controversy, and a new independent podcast marked the beginning of a very different chapter. What happens when one of Australia's most recognised television presenters walks away from the institution that helped build his career? It is, obviously, liberation, reinvention. Or could it just simply be the beginning of proving yourself all over again? I don't think Karl needs to prove himself. This episode examines the transition from institutional journalism to independent media, exploring how one career move reflects a much broader transformation occurring across some of Australian journalism. For decades, Karl Stefanovic became synonymous with Australian breakfast television. His identity appeared inseparable from one of Australia's largest media institutions. Millions watched him every morning. His credibility, reach, resources, and influence were amplified through a national network that had shaped public conversation and controversy for generations. Then something changed. Karl was given permission to launch the Karl Stefanovic Show. And the launch of the Karl Stefanovic Show represented more than another podcast entering an already crowded market. It represented a departure from institutional journalism into a landscape where reputation alone no longer guarantees influence. Independent media operates differently. There are fewer editorial layers, fewer institutional protections, and fewer barriers between journalism and audience. And every interview, every question, every editorial decision becomes more visibly personal. The reported controversy surrounding Karl's interview with Tommy Robinson became one of the defining public moments surrounding his transition. And whatever conclusions individuals draw from that interview, it highlighted a broader question confronting journalism itself. Who determines which conversations are acceptable? And I'd say Karl had had enough of it. Institutional media traditionally exercises editorial oversight according to its own standards and responsibilities. Independent media often permits a wider range of interviews and perspectives while still carrying responsibilities regarding accuracy, fairness, and legal obligations. Karl now enters an environment where success depends upon corporate identity and not so much, and more upon whether audiences continue trusting the conversation he chooses to have. His journey therefore reflects something larger than one individual. It illustrates the changing relationship between legacy media, independent journalism, and an increasingly fragmented public searching for information through very different channels than previous generations. Leaving an institution may end one career chapter, but earning independent public trust another, and I think Karl's done that. He's earned public trust. He said, I've had it in a way, probably not in a negative way. There's just a better path for me. I can remember when I was a slaughterman, I looked out the slaughter room windows and I said, I just don't want to do this anymore. And I went and got into the masonry construction industry because it was outside. That's why I did it. Here's Karl himself.
Hey guys, some weaker. So I'm free. Truly independent. I didn't get the chance to thank my free-to-air audience for 21 great years. So thank you for riding the ups and downs. You have my thanks and you have all of my love. To my colleagues, I'll ring you privately. But Says, look after everyone for me. I know they'll miss me desperately, especially Halos and Isaac and Abby and Timmy. But everyone there, I look forward to seeing you soon. To my audience on this show, thank you for your messages over the last couple of days. It has really meant everything to me. It wasn't easy this last couple of days, but we roll on. So here's what I believe in. The public deserve to hear perspectives. This country was built by, hard-working Aussies from all around the world, and they were bound by the same values, but very different experiences. So on my show, I've spoken to people who have different perspectives. I know that winds some people up. Sometimes I agree with everything a guest says, sometimes I don't. But importantly, you get to make up your mind. You have the right to hear from different voices. Freedom of speech here and around the world is what this show is about. You don't have to listen to my show. You have the power. You are smart enough to make up your own mind. I want to thank our sponsors who stood by us, who believe in the freedom of speech that we're talking about, who are proud to stand by us, to stand by you. I hope other proud sponsors join the show shortly. We're looking for them. Well, we keep going. Thanks, legends. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'll figure it out.